All right, Donald Trump breaking tradition with a plan that includes focusing on Democratic-leaning blue states where Republican nominees often do not even try to win or campaign. But can Trump really turn some of those blue states red? Here to map out the path to victory for Donald Trump, if it is going to be a victory, is the director of the University of Virginia Center for Politics, Dr. Larry Sabato. Dr. Sabato, it's an exciting time for you. You've been working on this almost since the time the last election ended. So now we have some states that could change the calculus. Give me an idea of what the states are.
Okay, Brian, there are two pathways for Donald Trump that are realistic, that are reasonable to get to 270. The assumption has to be by him and his campaign that he carries all the Romney states. That's 206 electoral votes, and yes, that includes North Carolina. Never easy for either side. But then he has to turn states that have been voting blue. What are the two pathways? The first one is easy in the sense that you focus on three states. Ohio,
right.
The key swing state, which has been right in terms of picking the presidential winner 28 of the last 30 times. It's a little bit more Republican than average, and no Republican has ever won the presidency without Ohio. You add to that Florida, which Obama won narrowly twice, and then finally the key one, the key blue state that I think Trump has got to turn to win, and that's Pennsylvania. He's got to focus on his base, which is white, blue-collar workers, and there are plenty of them in Pennsylvania.
Did anything change about Pennsylvania, or is it just the candidate that could change Pennsylvania?
Well, Pennsylvania has been changing. I think it's been getting more competitive. It's in a position to be competitive. I was just up there on Monday, and I was surprised by the number of legislators of both parties who told me they thought Pennsylvania was very close. And, you know, they're people who keep their ears close to the ground. They have to. Their own livelihood depends on it.
Yeah,
so that's path one.
Right. Okay. Path two includes?
Path two is totally white, blue-collar worker. You focus on your strength. You go north. Yes, you have Ohio and Pennsylvania in there, but you try to add Michigan and Wisconsin. Those four states, plus the Romney states, equal exactly 270. You don't have a vote to spare, but as I always remind people, you're president of the United States whether you get 270 or all 538 electoral votes.
Some things pop up in mind strategically. Number one, lost Wisconsin and did not run strong in Wisconsin, so he's got to find a way to do that. Number two is if he wants Ohio, he's got to make amends with Governor Kasich. That would give him a leg up, perhaps, with a popular Republican governor in place, who, by the way, doesn't seem to be speaking to him.
Well, you know, in politics, people don't speak to you one day and they turn around and speak to you the next. Of course, what they say to you sometimes is blue language, and I don't mean blue versus red. But look, remember, though, Brian, the vice presidential nomination is open. There are a couple governors, Scott Walker, John Kasich. Gee, that's Wisconsin, Ohio. You know, those are possibilities.
Absolutely. And, of course, you have California and New York, which Donald Trump also will focus on, but it's going to be a long shot. Dr. Sabato, I'll talk to you 500 more times, I promise.
Thank you so much, Brian. Look forward to it.
All right.